So earlier today, I was bored and I was looking for games on my Steam library to play, and I noticed that No Man's Sky had been nominated for a Steam Awards. And I saw the award itself, and I was like, I think I could make that in Blender. So I did, and I wanted to show how I went about it. So we can start with the basic cube and scale it up. I'm gonna scale it with S, hit 8. That should be a fairly good size. Um, we're gonna go to tab for edit mode. We're gonna add a few loop cuts, just 2 there and there. With the loop cut selected, double tap G to move it up pretty close to the top. Then Alt click on the second loop cut again, double tap G to move it, just like that. We're going to click again on the first loop cut, Alt click to select all of it, and then this one we're going to scale it inwards. And that should be good enough. That's going to create the little cut that the award has at the bottom. For the top, we're going to click the top face with the face select, and then right click to subdivide, and down here under the number of cuts we're going to go to 3 so that we can get 4 faces right here. My actual face is probably covering that on the camera, but that's okay. So for this, we're going to extrude this, but we need to extrude each face individually, so we're going to go up here to faces, and we're going to extrude individual faces. So once we have it grabbed, we're going to hit number 8 again so that it extended a certain amount. We're going to go up here, and now each face individually is going to be disconnected from the original object. So with it grabbed with G, hit Z to get it to a certain height, and we're going to put a -8 on that first face. And for this one, the same thing. We're going to grab Z, we're going to go -4. For this very back one, grab Z, and we're going to go +8. And as far as I noticed, all of these faces are the same height. So all of these right here. So we're going to grab all of those with shift click to all of them. G, grab. Oh, oops, we don't want this one. You go away. We just want these. Okay, so these, shift and grab with Z, and we're going to hit number 4. That way they go up that height. So that already has the right height for what the award itself looked like. I'm gonna leave it at that height for now, but we'll lower it in a bit. So for the Steam logo itself, you're gonna want to download a logo, and I got mine from, I believe it was Seek Logo on Google. Yes, and so essentially just go to edit. Go to file, then go to export, and under scalable vector graphic, the SVG, that's the file the type that you want to download. You don't want the SVG grease pencil, you want the vector graphics. So you click on that, look for wherever you downloaded your logo, images, and then the file should be called Steam Vector Logo by seeklogo.com. You just click on that, you drag it in here. It'll put it really tiny underneath the thing as a curve. You just move it out. For me, I don't have a number pad, So I'm using the tilde key to get this selection up, and I'm gonna just go to the object. We're gonna want to rotate it. So you can either go here to the object panel and rotate on the X right here to just type 90, or we could just hit R, X 90 to rotate it like that. Down here under data, we want to go to geometry, and in geometry you want to extrude it just about like 5. I don't need it too long. Then I'm going to go to the front face. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I'm going to drag this up and move it as close to the edge as possible. Maybe about that height. Let me look at the reference picture real quick. Yeah, it should be about that height. Alright, so we're gonna scale it pretty big. So let's just go a few times like this. And we're gonna go maybe about there. That should be a good, fairly good size for where we want the logo to be. Alright, so with it still selected, you want to right click on it, and then we're going to go to convert to mesh, and go to our original cube, and under the modifiers tab we're going to add a Boolean modifier, and in the Boolean modifier we're going to select the curves, which is the logo, as our target for the mesh. And then we're going to open this options right here for solver, and we're going to go to the self right here, click that, then click back on your logo, and it'll probably be easier if you go to object mode, viewport display, and in viewport display go where it says textured and tender to wired. That way you can kind of see what it is that you're working with. Let's move it slowly towards our original target, and you can see already that it's making the indent of the logo in there itself. I think that looks deep enough to where our reference is. So right here we can click on our cube again, go back to the modifier, and this little arrow right here, the drop down, we'll just open it and click apply. So now you can delete your cube, or sorry, your logo, or I'm just gonna turn it off for now, so you can see here that the logo is already in our trophy. I'm gonna go back to edit mode, and I want to lower the top so it's matching a little more to the bottom. So just top view, select all, and I'm gonna go to the front view again and hold G and Z, and I'm gonna lower it just about there. That's kind of what the reference picture looks like. Yeah. This is a little tall for the thing, but that's fine. Just a rough sketch of what it is. Okay, so back to the full object mode. So that's pretty much what the trophy looks like. We could probably grab the face down here and move that up a bit as well. G and Z, maybe about that size. Okay. Now, as far as the texture itself, so we are gonna need something so that it looks like this broken thing, and it actually turned out to be pretty simple as to what it was that you could use right off the start. So I'm gonna do the shaded tab for the workflow up here, and I'm gonna close this out because we don't really need that. And right here, let's change this to that steam gold, and we can just use the dropper on the reference picture itself and just grab one of the colors, or we can just go right here and pick the color that we want. But I'm just gonna use this reference color over here, and that should be fine. All right. So first, let's add a Voronoi texture. And we'll connect the color to the normals. And that already, you can see that it's the same texture pattern as what the Steam Award has. You could go as far as like putting this on the basic color itself, and you get like this colorful, like stained glass looking texture. You could even put that in the emissions section, and it'll do the same thing. Obviously, glow in render mode. In the roughness section is the same thing as the normals, but it'll be a little more faded. So let's just leave that on the normals for now. We can also make this, if you wanted to make it like a little more metallic. Let me go to 0.5 in here for the metallic. Leave the roughness where it's at, and I'm gonna add a noise texture. Yep, here it is. And I'm gonna connect the factor to the roughness. That way it extends that out a little more. You could also go as far as adding the color ramps, just to make that the darker colors look a little more dark and make it look a little more shiny. Could duplicate this, put another one here, and let's add a mix shader right here. We'll connect both of these there, and then leave that to that, and then this one also just stays in the normals. For this one, we could add a bump to make it stand out a little more. You know what? Let's do this one. Let's put this one on the height. There it is. So you can see the cracks a little more from that. Could probably take this out of there. Oh, no, yeah, that looks better with it in there. So let's put that back in the normals. Okay. So you can still see like the different colors. The scale on the Voronoi is going to change the way the cuts look. So scale is going to make them smaller, is going to add more of them. And then details is going to make them fracture. So it looks like cracked glass. Control Z to go back to my original. You can mess with all the settings, like different ones will make it look different. Different cuts. And then the D1 will actually just make it look like a flat color, like the metal is not even broken at all. For another thing that I was messing with, you could actually make this look more like glass, and I thought it'd be neat if you could put like the name of the winner of the award itself inside. So you can add a text to the inside, and again the text is just gonna appear like the logo underneath. So you hit tab to edit the text itself. I'll put No Man's Sky, and out here, the same place where the data is, you can change the different stuff on it. So if you go to geometry, you can extrude it to make it different, offset of the letters so it looks a little different. You can download other objects and whatnot. And then down here in the text box, I'm just gonna move this there like that. And then again, you can either hit R, hit tab again to get out of it, then hit R, X 90 to rotate that so that it's like that. And I'm gonna move it in there so that it's inside of that little block area, and I'm going to scale it just a little bit, just about there. You know what? I don't think we even needed to bring it up. We could probably just leave that at 0. Yep. Okay. Make that a little bigger. Go to front view. Oops. Select my text a little lower. Okay. So while it's inside of that, that should be pretty good for the example. Right click on it, and you're gonna convert it to mesh. Once you convert it, you can't edit the text anymore, so make sure you have the spelling right and everything. So now that it's converted, we're gonna go back, click on our original cube, go to the modifiers, and add another boolean modifier to it. And then in here, we're gonna select the text as our target. This should already be selected. I guess it doesn't matter for the second one. So now that it's already there, then you can hit down on the arrow and then apply the modifier. So you won't see it like right off the start right there, but if you, with the cube selected, go to your objects. Oh, sorry, no, go to your materials, and in materials, in the settings section, go to blend mode and go to alpha blend, and that should make your mesh more crystallized. So you'll see that No Man's Sky is inside. The text is still there, so you can kind of see that it's kind of laggy if you move in certain areas, so you can just either delete the text or just hide it. But now you can see that it actually looks like it's engraved, and they're kind of like those laser printers that you can make for plaques to put in your desk and stuff like that. Another bit that you can add to it is if you go to your principal, go to transmission, and add a bit of transmission on there to make it look more like glass. Maybe take your metal down a little bit, and then this, since this mix is connected to your roughness, then you'll lower that a little bit. In the bump, I guess we could lower this to 0 to make it look like it's actually blended. But again, you could leave it there just so that you could see the cuts better. I probably could have made the No Man's Sky text a little bigger, but that looks pretty good. As far as rendering goes, the light that already comes with like the first scene in Blender, it's all right. We can go over here, like set this to maybe like 10,000, and you could even leave it in there, or just move it up to there. That looks pretty fine. See what 50K looks like. Okay, yeah, so 50K looks a little better. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm fairly new to Blender, so I probably can't answer many of your questions if you have anything specific as to like how to deal with this and whatnot. But this is like the first time that I've ever felt comfortable enough where I could like mess with shader nodes and stuff like that by myself and actually like know kind of what I'm doing. So yeah, hopefully I could do more of these videos in the future, and I really hope that this helps somebody. Let me know in the comments if I lost you anywhere, if I should speak up or anything like that. Like, help me out a lot in knowing exactly like how these videos would turn out for Blender. Yeah, that should be everything. Thank you for watching.